I'm a little bit late when it comes to this news, but I've been busy and I've been meaning to tell this story. So, yeah, as in case anyone hasn't heard yet, Derek Carr, the quarterback of the Las Vegas, then Oakland Raiders, the last 9 years, has been benched by head coach Josh McDaniels and Jared Stidham, who has thrown 60 passes throughout his NFL career, will be the starter for the next final 2 games of the NFL season. So Carr finishes his season with 24 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, like a little under 4,000 yards. It's a shame. It really is for him. Derek Carr deserves better. He really does. This is a guy that, say we will about him as a quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but he's a really good quarterback, and he's a great leader and a great man. All the Raiders have had so much nonsense for the last 20 years of their organization since they lost the Super Bowl 37 to the Buccaneers in 2002. It's been a very dysfunctional organization with only 2 winning seasons and 2 playoff appearances, 0 division titles, and notable draft bust, most notably Jamarcus Russell along the way. The fact that Derek Carr has been a stable option for them at quarterback for the last 9 years is nothing short of a miracle, honestly, considering that he was the first quarterback taken in the second round. He was taken after the 3 other quarterbacks, which were Johnny Manziel, who was a bust, Blake Bortles, who busted out, and Teddy Bridgewater, who's a journeyman backup. And, Carr has easily been the best of the bunch. He has, and he's been nothing but a leader and a champ for this organization, for this team, for the fan base. He has been dealt a very bad hand a lot of his time with the Raiders. Whenever he was there, they were always 25th or lower in terms of defense. Like the defenses when Derek Carr was a quarterback were awful. Like I say how bad the defense that Matt Ryan had to deal with were bad. Those make Matt Ryan's defenses look like Tom Brady's defenses or Russell Wilson's defenses. The defenses the Raiders have dealt with during Derek Carr's tenure has been atrocious, and it's a complete waste of his career. The 2016 season, when they made the playoffs in an MVP caliber season, wasted. Even just recently, making the playoffs, yes, last year because of 4 overtime victories that were led because of Derek Carr, almost wasted because of the poor defense. And even this year, I mean, yeah, you have guys like Max Crosby, but you have so many missed draft picks like Jonathan Abram and Cleveland Farrell and whatnot. You so many terrible drafts, and also the stuff last year with John Gruden and Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett, and all the coaching changes and all the front office changes. And yet Derek Carr has been a champion for this team regardless and goes to work every single day and does his job well. And the Raiders need to respect that. They set him up to fail. Even in spite of Darren Waller being out, he still had a pretty decent season. Yeah, I know he has Devontae Adams there, but still, he made the best of a bad situation. Was he great? No. He was very turnover prone. But considering what he had to deal with, he was honestly pretty good. And they would have won several games. The defense didn't blow like 3 huge leads. If they didn't blow those leads, the Raiders will be a team that would be right in the playoff push. I mean, the Chargers clinched the playoffs by having only 9 wins. The Dolphins can make the playoffs with having only 9 wins as well. Same with the Steelers, even the Patriots or the Jets. Like they could have seriously been a force to be reckoned with, but instead, because of the defense, that wasn't the case. And yeah, you've had some crazy wins like the one against the Patriots, but those don't come around too often. What I'm going to always remember Derek Carr as a member of the Raiders, I'll always remember him as someone who's been very stable for an organization that was very bad. He's basically like the modern day version of Archie Manning. He was on a very, very bad teams, but he was always pretty good at what he did. Was he a great quarterback? No. But was he a solid quarterback that meant a lot to the team and the city? Absolutely. He absolutely did. And it's going to be very difficult to have someone that's going to have that same commitment to the city as Derek Carr did, especially as many people had worries because his brother didn't pan out with the Texans. But Derek showed that he is a leader, and I'm wishing him the best. So I say that, but what are the Raiders going to do? What's Derek Carr going to do? Because he's not going to be a Raider next year. There are several options. Some people say he can go to the Seattle Seahawks if they let Geno Smith walk. I don't really see it. I think more than likely they're going to keep Geno Smith. I don't really envision them wanting to go with Derek Carr. Similar situation with the Falcons. They have Desmond Ridder there. I don't think they're going to tie their future into Derek Carr, especially as this is a team that's rebuilding. So I think they'll just stick with Desmond Ridder for at least another year. Some also look at the AFC. The Patriots, I think, would be an awesome opportunity if they trade him with Mac Jones. I would love to see what he could do with, and maybe they could also trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Like, can you imagine DeAndre Hopkins with Derek Carr with the Patriots plus their amazing defense? Like, sign me up. That sounds like a great situation. Maybe even the Jets too. Like, Zach Wilson's been awful, and Mike White, he's obviously not the guy, and Joe Flacco's done. So maybe Derek Carr, bring him there. Maybe get a receiver or two, and yeah, you might be good to go. You have a stable option at quarterback. Maybe you could also go with, what other team? Could the Colts be interested? I personally don't think the Colts would be interested because they're picking high. I think they should be taking a quarterback, and plus they have very, very bad offensive line issues. I don't think Derek Carr is going to be wanting to go to a situation where he has to settle with that. There is a lot of options they could really go for if they decide to trade Carr or if they release him. I mean, either one is possible. Maybe he could be the option in Baltimore if Lamar Jackson goes. It's possible. It could happen. I'm not denying anything, though. When it comes to the Ravens, they're very run heavy, so I'm not entirely sure if that's going to work for Carr's favor, but it could work. You never know. Maybe they could trade Carr to like the Packers or something, and they get back Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they, like I said, the Patriots could be another option. Maybe the Titans. The Titans could, I think, be a nice choice, especially if they get rid of Ryan Tannehill. Malik Willis hasn't really shown much. There's a lot of options you can go if you're Derek Carr. I would say that this offseason is going to be very crazy when it comes to quarterbacks because we don't know if Tom Brady's going to hang it up or not. We don't know if maybe they could get rid of Matt Ryan. A lot of names they could look at. Daniel Jones. Maybe they would cut Zach Wilson. I'm not sure. Geno Smith, like I said before. Maybe someone takes a flight on Case Keenum or Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe something happened with Tua. You don't know. That's just my thoughts. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below what you think they're going to do with Derek Carr. And do you think he'll end up? What team do you think he's going to end up with? And for always, thank you, Derek, for representing the city of Oakland and Las Vegas as a true leader and as a true professional. And I'm sure the fan base will never forget you for that. Thank you very much. Just see me in a bit. I'm going to do another video about my prediction of who